Hello children, today we will continue with the chapter 5 legislature, and in this chapter we will know more about the powers of the parliament and the lawmaking procedure. So let's begin. The powers of the functions of the parliament. As you can read here, these are the various functions of the parliament. In the legislative functions, the parliament has immense powers in relation to lawmaking. Excuse me. Because of the federal system in India, laws are made at two places. At the center, the parliament makes laws for the entire country, and in different states, the legislative assembly makes laws for their respective states. You need to understand this very clearly. Thus, in relation to lawmaking, the powers has been divided into different lists. Between center and states, the powers has been divided into different lists. You have studied about it in your previous classes. Union list, state list, and concurrent list. So union list is a list, the subjects in the union list, the powers are made by the union, the center. It is a center which makes the functions or which makes laws on the union list subjects. Similarly, the state list is, the subjects are under the states, and the concurrent list is one such list where the center and the state both can make laws on those powers. Okay. Even the legislature of the state also have the right to make laws on the subjects of concurrent list. But if both center and the state make law on the same subject, then the central law shall be effective and state law will not be effective. Thus, from this angle, the parliament has dominance over the concurrent list. And there are some residuary subjects also which are not included in the center and state list. The parliament wields power to make laws on them. Then you have the financial power, where the parliament has full control over the finance of the country. According to the constitution, with due permission of the president, the finance minister presents the complete description of the income, which is known as the budget. Without the passage of the budget, neither can tax be levied, nor can even a rupee be spent on any item, nor can any loan be raised. Then we have the executive functions, where the Council of Ministers collectively is responsible to the House of Parliament, the House of People. We have studied about it in the executive. Judicial powers, where the president can impeach the highest officials, the parliament can impeach the highest officials, president of the country for his unconstitutional behavior. The president stands removed from his office if a resolution is passed in both the houses. The vice president obviously occupies the space till a new president is elected. Besides this, the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts can be examined in the parliament if they have behaved immorally or unconstitutionally. Then you have the electoral powers, where parliament elects the president, vice president of India. In the election of the president, the elected members of the parliament and state legislative assemblies participate. But in the vice president elections, he is elected only by the two houses of the parliament, just the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. And then you have the powers to amend the constitution. There are debating functions where they debate and discuss everything that is happening in the parliament. It is discussed in debate, and only then it is passed. If there is a need for an amendment in the constitution, that also is discussed and a constitutional amendment takes place. Electoral functions is to, I just told you about having elections. Judicial functions, again, that is also been discussed. And emergency functions are those functions when there is a need to put an emergency in the country because of any internal disturbance or because of any external problems. You can have curfew also, like, and then this new concept which has started in our country, that is of lockdown because of this pandemic. That decision also is taken by the parliament, and the prime minister passes a resolution and declares a lockdown. So these are the various functions of the legislature. Next, the most important function and the most important work of the legislature is to pass the bills. And there is a particular system, there's a particular way in which a bill becomes a law. There are different types of bills, like the government bill, the private members bill, the non-money bill and the money bill, and then the ordinary bill and the constitution amendment bill. Non-money bills can be divided into two types, the government bills and the private members bills. So the private bills are referred to in the house of opposition parties or a private person are called private bills. These bills can be preferred in any house of the parliament. So anybody who is not a minister who passes the bill, who puts up a bill, is a private member's bill. Government bills is most of the bills essential for their departments are put forward in the house by their respective ministers. They are known as government bills. These bills get passed because they are supported by the majority government. Okay, so they generally get passed. Private members' bill, there's a chance they may not get passed. Depends on who has raised them. So the next bill is the money bill, like the non-money bill and money bill. Money bill is one which discusses about the various financial requirements of the country, of the various ministries. Okay, so that also has been put up. That also gets put up in the parliament, and if passed, then that particular ministry gets the finances. So let us now know how exactly what is the procedure in the parliament to which a bill becomes a law. Okay, so this is the procedure. It has this particular word, my mind map is there even in your textbook. So very clearly and very in brief, they have shown you how a bill becomes a law. Let us know about it in a little detail. So a bill has to pass through various stages before it becomes an act or before it becomes a law, and these are the various stages that the bill has to pass through. Let us go through them one by one. The first stage is the permission for presentation or the introduction to the bill. When the bill is to be presented in any house, 1 month's previous notice is essential in respect of private bills, for private bills. The government bills are not subject to 1 month's notice. They are directly published in the government gazette. On the appointed day, the mover of the bill asks the permission of the house for the presentation of the bill and reads the title of the bill. ठीक है? परमिशन लेता है जो मूवर है, जो बिल को प्रेजेंट कर रहा है, वो परमिशन लेता है कि वो बिल को प्रेजेंट कर सकता है कि नहीं. जब उसे प्रेजेंट मिल जाती है, परमिशन मिल जाती है, और जब वो बिल उसका पास हो जाता है, फिर वो गवर्नमेंट गैजेट में पब्लिश हो जाता है. ठीक है? सो द गवर्नमेंट बिल्स आर डायरेक्टली पब्लिश्ड. उनको ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज द कमिटी स्टेज. Okay, in India, it is not essential that every bill should be considered by the select committee. All right. Only important bills are preferred by the select committee. Very important and undisputed bills are not referred to the select committee. तो जरूरी नहीं है कि select committee के पास हर bill जाए. The select committee considers every clause of the bill minutely and makes amendment in the clauses wherever necessary. After finishing its work, the president of the select committee submits the report in the house on an appointed date. And then we come to the second reading. First reading आप पूछेंगे कहाँ है? तो first reading जो introduction हुआ, that is also known as the first reading of the bill. The introduction of the bill is also known as FRB. After the committee stage, we come to the second reading, or maybe after the second reading we go to the committee stage. It depends कहाँ आपको लगता है कि नहीं बिल में और reading होनी चाहिए, वहाँ पे committee stage बनाती है. ठीक है? So in the second reading, the bill instead of being referred to the select committee is considered by the house itself. The second reading of the bill begins. This is the most important stage in passing of the bill. The bill is discussed clause by clause. एक clause इस bill का पढ़ा जाता है और उसको discuss किया जाता है. एक point. Clause मतलब एक point. In this stage, after a clause by clause consideration, the bill is passed. See, once every clause is voted upon, it completes the second reading of the bill. Next step क्या है? Third and final reading. This is just a formality. Okay. At this stage, there is a discussion on the general principles of the bill. जब second stage में pass हो ही गया है, सारी majority ने pass कर ही दिया है, तो इसमें जो minor amendments होने चाहिए या थोड़ी बहुत जो problems हों, उनको finally discuss किया जाता है और वो pass हो जाता है या reject हो जाता है by a majority of vote. Chairman of the house, the speaker of the house जो है, वो उस पे sign कर देता है. ठीक है? And then from here, the bill in the second house, it enters the second house, it goes to the second house for consideration. Non-money bills can be preferred in any house. किसी भी house में उठाए जा सकते हैं. Money bill जो है वो सिर्फ लोकसभा में raise किया जा सकता है, introduce किया जा सकता है. When one house has passed it, after going through all the three readings, the bill is sent to the other house. Here too, the bill has to go through all the stages जो हमने discuss करी. And then after that, it will be discussed nicely. And then it will be sent to the other house. अगर बिल लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है तो वो राज्यसभा में जाएगा जहां पे वो फिर से डिस्कस होगा और वापस लोकसभा को भेज दिया जाएगा. और अगर वो राज्यसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है तो फिर वो राज्यसभा में पहले डिस्कस होगा, पास होगा, फिर वो लोकसभा में जाएगा, वहां डिस्कस होगा और पास या रिजेक्ट किया जाएगा। और अगर दोनों हाउसेस में ये बिल पास हो जाता है, इफ here too, if even in the Rajya Sabha, if the bill is passed, decision is taken by the majority vote of the members present, then it receives the sign of the chairman of the house and it is sent to the president for his assent. This is the final step in the law making procedure. Okay. After having passed by both the houses, it is referred to the president for his assent. The president can also refer it back. If the president feels that it is not perfect and he needs some changes in it, then he can send it back to the house to the, from where it originated. The house may or may not accept the president's suggestions and will send the bill back to the president with or without his suggestions. Then the second time, the president has to give his assent to the bill for it to become an act. दूसरी बार जब बिल उनके पास आएगा, वो उस बिल को मना नहीं कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एक बार वो बिल को वापस भेज सकते हैं अगर उन्हें लगता है कि कोई सजेशंस जरूरी है। दूसरी बार वो ये नहीं कर सकते। Parliament is not bound to accept the suggestions made by the president. And once the president has given his assent, the bill becomes an act or it becomes a law. So that is how the bills are passed in the Parliament, the law-making procedure. How does the Parliament control the executive? There are different ways in which the Parliament controls the executive. Deliberation and discussion, that is by asking questions like we have discussed. Every step that the Parliament takes, there are deliberations and discussions, a lot of deliberations and discussions. People agree, disagree, they walk out, and all those kind of things happen. But without deliberation and discussion, no issue happens in the Parliament. Okay? So there are question hours, they reply to the questions, they are given questions in writing, there is a short notice questions also. All this happens with the permission of the chairman of the house or the speaker of the house. Then you have the adjournment motion or the cut motion. There is no specific sequence. Cut motion, people can express its lack of confidence in the Council of Ministers by rejecting the budget completely or by suggesting a cut in the budget or some changes in the budget. In such a situation, the ministry shall have to resign. Therefore, the government defends the budget completely. Government कभी budget को गलत नहीं बोलती है अपने budget को, क्योंकि वो ministry को ही resign करना पड़ेगा अगर cut motion हो जाता है तो. Adjournment motion is happening in the country. The members can serve an adjournment motion. If the speaker agrees with the importance of the motion, then he agrees for its presentation in the house for its approval. If a definite number of members give vote in favor of the motion, then it is passed. The day when this motion is to be presented in the house before the commencement of the functions, a copy of the motion each is given to the minister and the concerned ministry. किसी एक minister के against अगर कोई adjournment motion निकलता है तो उसको पता होना चाहिए कि वो क्या है. अगर कोई स्पीकर को लगता है कि नहीं ये सही है तो वो उसे अलाउ करेगा पार्लियामेंट में, नहीं तो वो मना कर देगा. ठीक है, नहीं तो इसके ऊपर अच्छे से डिस्कशन होगा और जो मिनिस्टर है उसको उसका जवाब देना पड़ेगा. No confidence motion is through a simple majority. The ministers, the house of, if in the house of people, through a simple majority. Censure motion of or no confidence motion is passed against a single minister or the complete council of ministers, then the complete minister has to resign. एक minister के against भी अगर no confidence motion होता है, that the whole council of ministers resigns. The decision taken by the cabinet in the form of council of ministers is a collective decision, and that all ministers are collectively responsible for that decision. It is also known as collective responsibility. आपको अगर याद हो तो मैंने आपको बताया था, they sail and sink together. So अगर no confidence motion पास हो जाता है, किसी एक मिनिस्टर से के लिए कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है पार्लियामेंट में, तो पूरी की पूरी काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स को रिजाइन करना पड़ता है. Next is passing resolution against the policy of Council of Ministers. Another method is, this is another method against the Council of Ministers. If the opposition in the House of the People passes a resolution against the Council of Ministers and the latter keeps on defending it to the extent that it makes it a question of no confidence, or if the House does not pass a bill when the Council of Ministers considers is most important, then also the Council of Minister has to resign. मतलब कोई मान ही नहीं रहा है आपकी बात, तो वो एक तरह से no confidence motion ही हो गया और आपको resign करना पड़ता है. Financial control is to implement the programs of the government are granted to the budget. Preparation and presentation of budget for the approval of the legislature is constitutional obligation of the government. This obligation allows the legislature to exercise control over the purse strings of the government. It may refuse to grant resources. This seldom happens, but still there is this provision given that resources may be refused. Next is use of 0 hour. Normally, the meeting of the House commences at 11 o'clock. The first hour is devoted to question hour, where they can ask questions to each other. The hour between 12 to 1 is known as 0 hour. The 0 hour is of great importance to the members. क्यों? क्योंकि इस समय जो है वो questions raise कर सकते हैं of importance. कोई serving notice serve करने की जरूरत नहीं है, पहले से बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसलिए इस hour के लिए members जो है वो wait करते हैं. All members can express their opinion on the questions raised during this hour, and even without the expectations of the speaker, many debates take place. Because the members speak in unison, there is confusion, ultimately resulting in disorder in the House. As per the rules, a question can be raised at 0 hour by informing and obtaining permission of the presiding officer of 0 hour. The importance of this hour lies in the fact that during this period, matter of serious nature and national importance are taken up. तो कोई तैयारी के ना आया हो, किसी को पहले ना पूछना हो, लेकिन जब वो अगले दिन जब वो पार्लियामेंट में आ रहा है, तब कुछ ऐसा हो जाए जो उसको क्वेश्चन पूछना पड़े, तब 0 hour बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. So this is a time when the members get time to debate over most of the important things that are affecting our country. So in this way, the parliament controls the executive and makes sure that the executive does not dominate or does not go beyond its limits. I hope you've understood this much. So that was all about our legislature and about our parliament. I hope you have understood and you will be able to read the lesson and understand the lesson better. Thank you. Have a good day.